What's up guys, Anthony back again with another video. Today I'm going to be going over the pros of being a young entrepreneur. Before we jump in this video, make sure you go down and subscribe to show me some support. Get a like on the video, it works for the YouTube algorithm. To some businesses, young candidates are immature, unskilled, unprofessional, or simply uneducated. To a degree, I don't blame them. I've worked with many young professionals that unfortunately share some of these traits. I was told by a very wise CEO once that everybody's like a block of marble, and if given the right tools, it can chip away to be something absolutely beautiful. But if never given the right tools, you'll never discover what beauty lies within. I truly believe everyone can make the necessary changes to be successful in the business world. The first pro to being a young entrepreneur is that they're extremely moldable and adaptive to their environment. This is an advantage because a company or a passion project can shape your mentality and thought process to solely focus on their industry or business. Having little to no experience means that you don't have many good and many bad habits, so that's a really good thing because bad habits sometimes can take a while, like 3 weeks or longer, to change or replace with a good habit. And on top of it, all the information is new to you, so a business can take you and shape you into the exact type of employee or person that they want you to be, or you can grow into the type of entrepreneur or professional that you have the vision for. Next on my list, young business professionals are better at recruiting other young business professionals. This is a huge advantage because building a relationship is really the key to having effective communication. And if I'm young and I'm able to relate with another person that's young, I'm more likely to build that relationship, lead to better communication, and potentially recruit them to help me or join me on my journey and help them in return. Not only the young people were easy to recruit, but even some people with a little bit more experience. For example, being young in business, I found it really easy to connect and build a relationship with those around me because I had a million questions. I was trying to learn any and everything that I could so I can get 1% better each and every day. So somebody with a little bit more experience I was drawn towards because I could learn from them. They had a lot of experiences that I had never done, and I wanted to learn what their mistakes were, what worked for them, and how I could apply it to myself in the future. Whether I was out at lunch with a colleague or even just in the office early, it was easy for me to get around them and start picking their brain, asking them questions about their experiences, what their goals were, or even how they ended up in the same position as me. The next pro on my list is that you start building up a really high tolerance for failure. You guys have all heard having thick skin is something that's typically related to when someone talks about businessman or a salesperson. As a young professional, you're going to start receiving rejection, failing, and making mistakes at a much faster pace than others. And failing faster than others is going to help you build up that tolerance for failure or rejection in the future. For example, I can remember when I started my very first sales position, I was selling life insurance, and when I started making my first bunch of calls to set up some appointments, calling warm leads, I was nervous and not very confident, which led me to failing or getting a lot of rejection, and I mean a lot. After the first couple days, I started seeing myself getting better, not taking things personally, being able to move on to the next call without thinking back as to why would they say that to me or why didn't they do this. I was thinking more positively and I kept my head strong. I was really starting to develop my thick skin. I've always learned that the strongest person in the room is someone that can pick themselves up without anyone else's help and get right back on track. Next point on my list is that copying from others has never been easier than it is now. Everybody knows the saying, "Don't reinvent the wheel," meaning that there may already be a system or solution for the problem that you're encountering or you're about to overcome. With that being said, don't be afraid to ask for help. There's so many professionals or experts in that industry that can give you that system or teach you what it is to overcome that problem. Not only do successful entrepreneurs have the answers to your questions, but they love talking about their success. They love passing down that knowledge and helping those younger entrepreneurs grow to be something even better than what they are. Business is unique to many industries because it gives you an opportunity to really grow at your own pace and learn as fast as you are willing to put that work in and learn. In my experience as a young professional entrepreneur, all I did was learn from those that were where I want to be, doing what I wanted to do. I followed their systems, I listened to their advice, and I copied what they did and I found what worked for me. Next on the list is that learning is simplified. Thank you to the internet, YouTube, TED Talks. You have the perspective of an expert on any subject or concept in your fingertips within seconds, making it really easy for a younger business professional or entrepreneur to seek or gain that advice or experience without having to take a course or study online. For example, when I was a young leader growing in the world, I would look up concepts online and write meetings for my team based on the knowledge that I had learned from some expert. As a young entrepreneur, sometimes having a lack of knowledge can actually be a huge benefit in the business world. Having that lack of knowledge is going to allow you as the business professional to start thinking outside of the box and really using your creativity and the resources around you solve something that may seem impossible. My next pro is that being a young entrepreneur, the costs are simply lower. Your overhead isn't as high. You may sacrifice physical or mental comforts such as working environment or lack of financial resources. You may even be eating ramen noodles or peanut butter and jelly for lunch every day, but that's saving you money for your startup in the future. My next pro is that young entrepreneurs simply have more time. The most valuable resource you have is your time. Young entrepreneurs can devote close to 100% of their waking hours to a passion project, attempting to build a business that can lead to a full-time position or career with lifelong fulfillment. Think about some individuals that start in the world of business a little bit later and they have to juggle a lot of things in life, like having a wife or a husband to spend time with, or children, or a dog or cat or a pet in the family, or even just having a mortgage to pay every single month. Unfortunately, that's going to force somebody to have to get a full-time position to be able to cover their high break-even or have some flexibility to spend time with their family, giving them less time to work on their passion project or their startup business like the entrepreneur they want to be. Young entrepreneurs don't have as much of a risk, especially when it comes to financially. You are unlikely to suffer from an unrecoverable disaster or a permanent damage to your reputation from a failed venture. Those are some of my pros of being a young entrepreneur. If you haven't yet, show me some support by hitting the subscribe button, like, comment down below, give me some feedback on how I can get better, how I can add more value, or how I can just be more entertaining for you guys.